What will Linda Moore do for Quincy?
Fix our neighborhoods and our streets.
Grow collaboration.
Fix Quincy's finances.
Grow opportunity.
Fix the dysfunction.
Grow affordable housing.
Grow local business.
Early voting starts March 7th. Vote for Linda Moore to be Quincy's next mayor April 1st. Paid for by the committee to elect Linda Moore for Quincy.
Welcome to Cedar Club, Quincy's favorite local bar. A friendly corner bar with a laid-back atmosphere and affordable drinks. It's the perfect spot for a great time. With entertainment galore, including shuffleboard, golden tea, pool, foosball, and winning gaming machines. Cedar Club's latest edition is the best spot to catch your favorite game. Great drinks, great friends, and great times. Cedar Club, 20th and Cedar in Quincy. Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Joining me today, Alex Adams with the Quincy Mountain Bike Group. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you guys for having me today.
Well, thanks for coming in. So we were talking a little bit before we got going about the group itself, which you are a founder of, right?
Yes.
And how it kind of intertwines with the Quincy Park District. And I think it's a really good, definitely makes sense, the partnership. Give me a little information and background on the Quincy Mountain Bike Group and how you got started and why.
Yeah, so I founded the Quincy Mountain Bike Group shortly after working for Madison Davis Bicycles, which today is my 10-year anniversary there.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And so the big reason I started it was there's really no place to ride around here in that regards to like single track or trail riding. The closest place, Macomb, has a few miles of single track around Spring Lake, or St. Louis was the next closest area to go ride. So this is just a way to get a few of those people that traveled out of town together in order to kind of start something here, get some ideas going, or just take group trips together.
Yeah, and look how far you've come. So people who are watching, you can see the vast amount of events that this group has coming up. You've already, how long have you been in existence?
The mountain bike group, I say about 2016 when we founded the Facebook group.
Okay.
2019 is really when we started to take off in regards to organized trail days. After a couple years of just kind of doing some rough trails throughout the parks, just kind of cleaning them up and maintaining them, we've had obtained permission through the park district to do a little more of a bigger idea of that in regards to actually getting volunteer days scheduled, letting the public know what's going on, and kind of advertising it to get things moving along.
Yeah, and getting buy-in and help as well,
yes,
right? Volunteer
yes.
hours to come out and clean up these trails.
Yeah.
So then the park district, they partner with you to kind of allow you to use the parks.
Yes.
And then they do more as far as like helping you raise funds,
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that right?
We have a lot of help in regards to helping with funds for signs, maps, tools, stuff like that, just to help keep everything maintained, and then make the trails a little more user-friendly.
Sure. So what trails exist today? I know you have a big event coming up in April for a new trail, but what exists today?
Yeah, so the trails that have been established the longest are Gardner Park Nature Trails, which consist of Gardner Park, Parker Heights, and Sunset Park.
Okay.
We have about 3.5 miles of single track that run through there, as well as we have wooden obstacles built just to make it a little more fun for bike riders.
Okay.
As well as these trails are multi-use. They're not just for bike riders. We built them for hikers in mind as well, so families can use them. People can hike with their dogs, and everyone just can get out and enjoy nature.
Yeah, and the parks are, of course, some of the best that I know in Quincy, right?
Yeah,
I mean, we have
absolutely.
outstanding parks, and it's awesome that your group is creating even more of a reason to visit them.
Yeah.
The big one, right, that's coming up, the thing that you guys have been working on for a long time is Nature Trails East.
Yes.
Can you give me a little information on that?
Nature Trails East is located on the northeast end of town. It is in between 30th and 36th and Cooks Lane is the best way to access it. There's a gravel parking lot on the south side of the road. If you're traveling towards 36th Street from 30th, it's right off to the right.
Okay.
Park there, it's a trailhead that will lead you through the Nature Trails East, and you could end up in Drakewood subdivision or a little bit past that, and we'll be having a trailhead opening up into the Southbrook subdivision here soon.
Cool. I mean, that's a pretty good stretch.
Yeah, that's awesome. What is the longest trail that you have? Do you know?
The longest trail would be throughout Gardner Park. From beginning to end, it's about 3 miles.
Really? Yeah, that's outstanding. And you helped create all these.
Yes. Yep. Organized the volunteer days in the beginning from 2018 with the help of some great volunteers. My buddy Matt Tobias, he's really the one that got into the park district, went to a board meeting, and kind of obtained the permission to do so. Say before we were just kind of a little smaller operation where we were allowed to be there, but it was just kind of like keep it a little more hush hush.
Yeah, not really embraced.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very cool. So I kind of jumped the gun a little bit because I mentioned all the events, and then I kind of went to the grand opening, which we will get to more in just a minute because there's so much stuff going on that day that I don't want to skip over any of that. But let's start. You just had started your trail group runs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so a gentleman named Ryan Kapner, he leads those up. And we do have all of these events listed on Madison Davis's Facebook page. We share them to the Quincy Mountain Bike Group too, and the Park District also shares them on their social media.
And that just means everybody can get together and ride with like-minded folks and maybe meet some new people and check out the trails.
Or if you're more into hiking or trail running, we do offer several events in that regards.
Okay.
We have some night hikes coming up, as well as the trail runs will be once a month. Say they just started the 10th, and then I believe it's pretty much the second Monday every month that they take place.
And you don't have to is there any criteria to show up to these things?
Just wanting to, I guess, explore nature a little more and kind of be more involved and meet new people.
Love it. Yeah, that's very cool. So then you have group mountain bike rides as well coming up soon.
Yep, those start March 21st, and the group mountain bike rides, we typically always start at the All-America Bike Park down off Monazinga Drive in front of the Quincy Park District office. Allows us to do some warm-up at the All-America Bike Park there, and then we jump over to the trails right across the street. And typically, this time of year, since daylight's a little shorter, we ride for about an hour and a half.
Oh, cool.
As the days get longer, we usually ride a little longer.
Really? Very cool. And then you're exploring all these trails, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because do they all kind of interconnect? I mean, a lot of them do, right?
So to connect the Gardner Park Trails and Nature Trails East, you do have to get on the Bill Klinger Trail.
Okay.
Which we do have access from each trail system to get onto the Bill Klinger Trail and then connect. So that is really nice to also involve the Bill Klinger Trail because that's been such a huge, thing for the cycling and walking community here in town. And every day you go out there, you see so many people using it, and it's really cool to see families, pets, and everyone just getting out to exercise and kind of be outside.
Yeah, we're really lucky to have that, and really lucky to have your group who's bringing all of this to Quincy. I know I said that before. I'm not trying to fluff your ass or anything, but I think it is really cool that you guys you saw a need and you did it. Right? I mean, you really took care of business. Okay, so back to events. So then you have the Next Trail. What's that?
Next Trail. So Next Trail is we are trying to get younger people involved more in trail building. We have a lot of kids that ride bikes and that are becoming really good.
Yeah.
As well as we have a youth mountain bike team that's led up by Phil Smith from Smith Brothers. It's called the Quincy Ramblers. They race for the Missouri NICA League, which is really cool. A couple years ago, we didn't have anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't even know that existed.
So it's really awesome. He's getting more kids involved in the cycling community, which we've seen is a really good group of kids that are a part of that and ride. We're just trying to hopefully inspire them to getting more involved with trail building and then just keep it going generation after kind of our current group gets a little older.
Keep perpetuating it. Yeah, one of these days you're going to have to hang up the bike, but not anytime soon.
Yeah.
So it is good to get the next gen in the game. I think that's a great idea. Then you have Mountain Bike Clinic. Okay, what is this? This is just like teaching The
Mountain Bike Clinic is a free skills clinic for kids. I believe it is, I want to say 14 and under.
Okay.
You can sign up at quincyparkdistrict.com.
Okay.
And it's free. Pretty much a couple of guys from the mountain bike group and from Madison Davis Bike Shop, we get together and offer this free clinic for younger kids to kind of get them a little more used to their bike, the way it feels and what to expect kind of if you're trying to do some trail riding.
Okay, kind of some foundational stuff. Yeah, very cool. And then, so now we're talking about Nature Trails East grand opening. Okay,
Yes.
So we kind of touched on it a little bit, but this has been in the works for how long?
This has been in the works almost 3 years now.
Okay.
We had started doing work September of 2022 in regards to kind of checking out the land, kind of planning out some trails, and then starting to clear some brush, undergrowth, and dead trees and debris that was around the area.
And all volunteers doing that, right?
Yep.
It takes time.
All volunteers. We have been very fortunate to have access to some equipment that has helped a lot compared to doing everything by hand,
Right.
which our original set of trails at Gardner Park have pretty much all been hand built. So it's really nice to kind of move along, have some more equipment available, and help us get stuff done a little faster. I'd say it's taken the longest is getting. Our goal for this was to make it look like all the other parks in Quincy, where it's beautifully maintained. You have a lot of grass, wildflowers, stuff like that. So it was trying to be a mix between the All-America Bike Park and Gardner Park Nature Trails.
Cool.
So we did a lot of clearing of the undergrowth there, controlled burns, all that, just kind of clearing out some of those invasive species and bringing back natural wildflowers and grass. Last year, the flow line, which our jump trail, was completed last fall, and a few other things we built along there, obstacles and stuff like that, kiosk signs, and then getting everything mapped. So that had been all done last year, and so this spring we wanted to kind of show it off for people who didn't know about it, kind of have a pretty big party, kick it off.
Heck yeah. So the trail is opening, which is huge in and of itself, but you're also having like a whole event to get people excited about it, right? You want to draw people to this, and it could be, like you said, mountain bikers, hikers, families. I mean, I don't really hike or mountain bike, but I like to mushroom hunt, right? So I want to go check it out and see what you guys
and as spring
have done.
comes around, that is a great place to go mushroom hunting. And we're hoping in the future, expand a little more to a few other parks as well.
Yeah.
But for that to be done, just trying to attract more people to get involved.
Sure.
So just making it known what's going on in the community is kind of our big idea behind this.
Yeah.
So the event will consist of mostly exploring the trails, but we'll have booths set up, ways to get plugged into the community in regards to either group rides, if you want to volunteer to help build the trails, the trail runs, and then other communities and organizations around town will have them also involved, so you can get involved with their organizations as well.
Yeah.
We've been working a lot with the Illinois Naturalist Program in order to get like wildflower seeds and all that planted, which has been really cool.
Yeah.
We're working with Dr. Daniels as well to get a nature therapy program throughout the trails, which consists of signs throughout the trails in certain spots, like near the creek on the sign will say, listen to the water for so many minutes, or listen to the birds, or observe the sun. So it's another way to get people out and help with mental health as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, kind of grounding and just enjoying, the calmness of nature. I think that's very, very cool. So you're going to have vendors, music, food trucks, and get out there and check out the trail. I mean, I think that's the meat and potatoes of it all. If you don't know what all Quincy has to offer as far as parks go, and now, of course, these trails, you're definitely missing out. That's one of the things Quincy's known for is our beautiful parks.
And I grew up on the northwest end of town, and so like Riverview Park, Sunset Park, Parker Heights, Gardner. I've spent a lot of time exploring the woods as a kid, and that was one thing that we're very fortunate to have in Quincy is our beautiful park system and the amount of parks that we have. Just once I started working at the bike shop and then started becoming a part of this, it just kind of all fell into place and made sense. It's like taking a couple things I love and putting them together.
It's outstanding. I love it. There's always something going on. I mean, looking at the calendar and looking at the events, there's so much that you guys are doing. I think it's incredible, not just to, like I said, get off your butts and actually do something that combines your passion and your passion for spreading the word throughout the community. But all of these events are geared towards something specific, probably more than we could fit in. We could sit here all day and talk about it, but where do people go to learn more about your mission, how they can get involved, and what you have going on?
Biggest thing is join the Quincy Mountain Bike Group on Facebook.
Okay.
Or follow Madison Davis or the Park District, and we try to post everything to all those pages just to kind of get the awareness out. Or contact myself, and I'll gladly be able to help you get more involved in whatever you're looking to get into.
Yeah, or stop by Madison Davis, right? You can come in, check out some bikes, get some more information on the great events, the great nature trails that are out there. If you're interested in mountain biking or hiking or just learning more about everything that Quincy has to offer as far as parks and trails go, reach out. Lots of stuff to do. As I always say, if you can't find something to do in Quincy, you're not looking hard enough.
Exactly.
And that includes the Quincy Mountain Bike Group. Thank you so much, Alex.
Yeah,
I
no
appreciate
problem.
everything you're doing for the community and for coming in to talk about it.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
of course. All right, coming up next, I sit down with DOB and we talk scams. Stay tuned.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center. Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Kelly's has been a fun place to eat and drink in Quincy since 1982. A fun and friendly atmosphere, food with flavor, homemade cinnamon rolls, and famous cheese soup, the best menu in town. Kelly's, 2902 Broadway, Quincy.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
The Tower, a great place to meet and eat. But did you know the Tower has one of the finest drink selections in our area? Along with its incredible Mexican menu, the Tower specializes in tequilas for every taste. Names like Patron, Cabo Wabo, and Hornitos. And don't forget the margaritas. On Mondays and Tuesdays, stop by and pick up a single topping pizza and get Tower margaritas to go. Enjoy the Tower at home or in our dining room, bar area, or the Tower's signature climate-controlled porch. The Tower Pizza and Mexican in Quincy.
And welcome back. Joining me now, my pal DOB with the BBB. What's going on, Don O'Brien?
It's it's March Madness. That's what's going on.
Yes, it is. And along with March Madness comes some mad storms, like we're about to.
You never know,
right?
You never know what's going to happen.
It's forecasted. We'll see what happens. But and with those storms comes roofers or roofers. How do you say it? Roof or roof?
Roofers.
Roofers.
Roof.
Roofers. Okay.
Roughters.
Rough. It's the rough. Anyway. Okay. So, roofing contractors, right?
Yeah. You got talking about storms specifically.
Yeah.
You have your storm chasers, the people we see on TV that are trying to get in the middle of the storm and try to show us what's happening, and then you have the storm chasers that come after the fact.
Yeah.
And those
chasing
people
the hail.
chasing the storms, and they may come and say, "Oh, hey, we can do a free roof inspection for you." And you just got to be worried about that because we do hear some complaints about that. Just contractors in general. There are many, many good ones. The good ones outnumber the bad ones. Unfortunately, there's a couple of the bad ones, and we usually only hear about the bad ones. And that's what people, when they go to social media, these people, they took advantage of me, whatever that might be. So we want to make sure we connect you with good people because obviously the house, I don't know what your biggest investment you have.
Yeah.
My biggest investment is my house.
Sure.
That's what a lot of people's biggest investment is. So you've really got to make sure that you, again, we sound like a broken record on here every week, but you've got to do your research.
Yeah.
You've got to get some estimates, get a couple different estimates.
Get it in writing.
Get it in writing 100,000%. Because when you don't have it in writing, then you don't have anything to fall back on if things go wrong.
There's no CYA.
Yeah. There's none of that. The one thing that I've been with Better Business Bureau now for 8 years, and I don't know why I'm surprised, but it still surprises me that for all the education we get about how to pay, people still, in these situations, they pay people all the money up front, which, again, if you pay it all up front, there's nothing that entices that company to come back and do
there's
that
no
work
incentive
for
to
you.
finish it,
Whether it's to put a new kitchen in, or whether it's to put a roof on your house, or put a pool in, or whatever that might be. Now we obviously hear about some businesses that take that deposit and they don't come follow up on things. But again, we see people report losing thousands of dollars to us because they give the money, or they get an insurance check from that storm damage and just hand it over to the company without thinking twice about it. Yeah. So if you're going to have someone, especially in those times of peril when we've had a storm go through, people just want to have this stuff done. They don't, obviously you've got a gaping hole in your roof. You want to get it fixed as soon as possible. And, some of these contractors will talk a good game. But then following up on that talk is a different thing entirely. So they'll give them the entire check. So the way to pay for these things, there's two ways you can do it. The Better Business Bureau, we kind of suggest a rule of thirds. You pay a third of the price as a down payment, a deposit, a third once the work starts, and that final third once the work is finished and you've done a walkthrough. Some contractors, and I'll talk to consumers, and they'll call my office and they'll say, well, this contractor wants me to do half of a deposit down and half at the end. I said, that's fine, because when you look at it, that's actually less than what we suggest, because if you look at our guidelines, if you will, a third and a third, that's 2/3 before they even hammer and nail, whereas these other people are going to take on a half. So that's fine, just as long as they're not saying, hey, Ashley, I need all 10,000 of those dollars right now before I do anything.
Red flag.
Yes, that's a red flag.
Yeah, and you mentioned the storm chasers, and they generally are not local.
No,
right?
No, that's one thing. I mean, if you're going to deal with a local company, obviously, here in West Central Illinois, Northeast Missouri, if you are bad to your customers, that word's going to get out quickly. These local people can't hide like they can in the bigger cities. Like we have, part of my territory is Springfield, Missouri, St. Louis, obviously. It's in those bigger areas they can hide a little bit more effectively. You've really got to, if you have somebody, and again, they will come from all over. They might come from North Carolina. They might come up from Texas. They might come from gosh knows where if we have any kind of big weather event. So you really need to research them. And obviously you have a free resource at the BBB at bbb.org that you can go online and you can just find information. If you're not online, you can call our office and I can help you give you that information about whoever you want to know about.
Yeah, and between the BBB and asking your neighbors, word of mouth is, something that we can't. It's free advice, right? So when you have a neighbor who's used someone and they're thrilled with the results, that's a pretty good indicator that you're going to be relatively happy, right? I mean,
exactly. And you can go, you can actually go over to your house and you can look at the work that the people, their house, and look at the work that those people did.
Yeah.
So that's something. A legitimate contractor is going to give you references. They're going to say, sure, you can go over to their house and check out what we did, whether it's putting a pool in or whether it's putting a new kitchen or bathroom, whatever it might be, epoxy on flooring, whatever that might be. So you can see what their work is like. But again, you have to take that time. You just can't, the first person who walks through your door, comes knocking on your door, or you just see something through an online advertisement.
Right.
I mean, that's fine if that entices you to talk to them, but really do your research, because again, we get thousands of complaints worth thousands of dollars a year for people who deal with contractors and then they don't treat that customer correctly.
And generally, if somebody's coming to your door and using like high pressure tactics, that's a pretty good indicator that they may not be as good as maybe some local folks that you can actually get references from. Got to plug my husband here, shameless plug, Custom Built Contractors. So he does contracting and he does the third. And he actually had somebody just kind of ask a question about, well, I thought I paid you all up front. And he said, no, I would never do that because I don't want you to ever fear that I'm not coming back to finish the job, right? One of the things I have going, that when I'm looking at the BBB website, of course I'm looking at scams. So I want to see, who's been reported for contractors, roofers. I mean, it's a very easy system that you credited contractors, roofers. I mean, it's a very easy system that you just kind of put in what you're looking for, and you can filter it down by specific needs. Very, very easy to use. But as a contractor or a roofing company, how do you go about getting listed as as on the BBB site.
So we have listings for millions of businesses.
Okay.
Now in our
But you
St.
can
Louis,
boil it down to like Quincy zip code. I mean,
correct.
you can get super
and you
local.
can find accredited businesses. They're going to have this logo on there that
Yeah.
you see, and it's going to have accredited business. And we vet those businesses.
Okay.
You know, we look into their background. We make sure that they don't have any, you know, anything nefarious in the owner's past where they took advantage of people or stole things or things like that. Then they will. It does cost. For anywhere on the low end of about $40 to $50 a month to how much money you make and how many employees you have.
Okay.
Then you know, you'll pay a little bit more depending
Gotcha.
how big you are.
Yeah.
But again, that's a great marketing tool. It sets you apart. It sets you apart from, let's say, you're a contractor. There are a lot of consumers that see this logo and they think, oh, I can trust them because they're with BBB. So it's a great marketing tool for your business. It's one that shows that you're going to be ethical, you're going to be honest, and especially a lot of older consumers really rely on that.
Sure.
So you know, that can be the difference in you getting a job and not getting a job.
Absolutely, and that's what helps consumers decide, you know, when they are kind of forced to make decisions, whether it's under a, you know, shitty circumstance like storm damage.
Yep.
They want to make a decision quick because they want the job done quickly, but they don't necessarily know where to go. As opposed to, you know, falling for high pressure tactics of door-to-door people, go on there and check it out.
Yep.
Do some homework.
And it doesn't cost you a penny.
Right.
Just your time.
Yes, I love it. It's a great resource, and you know, we hope nobody ever needs something, you know, to fix like an emergency situation. But when you're looking to redo a bathroom or you know, get a new whatever,
check
go check
them out. It doesn't cost you a penny.
Love it. Well, hopefully we don't have any storm damage, but if we do your homework before you hire anyone to fix anything that goes wrong.
Without a doubt.
Right?
And if you have any questions, obviously you can go on bbb.org. You
Yep.
can check us out there or give me a call at 217-209-3972, and I can help you with whatever information you need.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Don O'Brien. Not all heroes wear capes.
Thank you.
Yes, love it. All right. I think that does it for today's Daily Muddy. We'll catch you back here tomorrow for Club Muddy. See you then.